Hello and welcome to the Formula Forza Careers podcast. I'm your host, Derek James, gamertag that Derek James. I'm joined as always by two-time Formula Forza Drivers champion Ryan McDowell. And sitting next to me here is gamertag Das Baggies, aka BJ.
BJ. Brad James. It's so fitting. It
has two meanings.
Yep. Oh.
The other one is baloney job.
Okay, so getting past that and into some serious racing. We had a crazy race
I don't want to talk about it.
Mazda Laguna Seca. What do you want to talk about?
For like the fourth week in a row, I just don't want to talk about it.
We thought Adam Boros wrecks all the time.
So why don't you tell us about your side of the race there?
Where was I even at? Where was I at?
You were there.
You were at the reunion thing.
No, that was the first race of the year.
Where were you at 2 weekends ago, Brad?
It was another week.
It was 3.
3 weekends ago.
Okay.
I was somewhere.
Okay. So anyway,
Brad.
It was a wedding, wasn't it?
It was another reunion.
Oh yeah, it was a reunion. That's right.
all right. Why don't we get straight into
Qualifying results.
qualifying? Yes. So qualifying is very short track, and we knew that the qualifying would be
Everybody
close.
else.
They did laps.
13,
You guys did
14
laps.
didn't they?
Yeah, everybody did a
5
crap
laps.
load of laps. But in the end, Q1, we had In Flames just barely beat out Bryce MW. Despite his ridiculous power restriction, 15%, he still takes
I think everybody was sandbagging, though.
top time in Q1. It was a little
Everybody's
ridiculous.
taking the Jet Motorsport strategy there.
Something like that. A
It's not
103.469.
strategy, we just suck.
200ths of a second behind that was Bryce, and then standing in for Laker Hater was L2R JMC Fad.
What was his actual name? Scott.
John.
Jim.
Jimbo.
Billy Bob.
I feel bad now.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, mate.
We're sorry.
Okay,
You
so-
probably won't be watching this, but we're sorry.
Welcome to
Tell
Formula
him,
Forza.
Tell him we're sorry.
I do apologize. I wish I thought it was John. All right, anyway.
I believe it's John.
It's Jimbo.
So TLR Eclipse at what I'm going to call his home race here.
Yeah.
Q1 got 4th, BTR Sparky 5th. In the cutoff zone then was Uncool Firestorm, Fresh Cuban Bread. That is a little surprising that Christian ended up 12th. Couldn't get really much faster than his 105.132. Probably couldn't get a clean lap in, but out of 13 laps.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, so he's 12th. We had Cubit in 13th. We had Brad, you were missing. Nobody filling in for you on that. We had
That was
BTR,
also partially his fault.
BTR Snaky missing, and Overdrive was supposed to make it, but wasn't on in time to participate in Q1. Right, so we had 3 drivers dropped from that. Then Q2, that's 10 minutes, fastest laps again. And wouldn't you know it, In Flames grabs pole again, 103.312. Holy crap. He goes faster by a tenth and a half. We had the McLaren Mercedes.
How much power restriction did he have?
15.
What's he got now? 20? 15.
We'll get there.
7.
We'll get there. 7. What the hell? All right, so then the McLaren Mercedes reserve driver, L2R JMC Fad, ended up second there.
How about we
in
call
Q2.
him Litter Juke Fad?
I'll just point to you every time it's his name, his
Litter
gamer
Juke
tag.
Fad.
Bryce MW then with his power restriction 103.8, so not too far behind, just 0.3 then behind his teammate. You can't even say
You
it.
can't.
Okay,
Litter Juke Fad.
right. So then I was 4th. So all the power restriction was right at the front. So that
makes
kind of
no
proved.
sense.
No, it proved what we thought. We thought that the power restrictions wouldn't have as big of an impact at Mazda Laguna Seca.
You're just trying to sound like you're good. You're really not.
So then you were 5th.
Surprisingly, yes.
You were 5th. You really pulled it out there. What 104.1? You got a 104.0. Good job shaving that 1/10.
Girl.
DZ Legends.
2.
3.
DZ Legends Blade then just barely behind, 14 thousandths of a second behind you.
Still beat him.
That's a good performance from DZ Legends Blade.
Doesn't matter, I still beat him.
That was actually slower for him.
That's not his best performance, though.
No, wasn't. All right, so TLR Eclipse then slips to 7th, BTR Sparky 8th, Ferrari Fanatic 9.
You mean Mr. Laguna Seca?
Mr. Laguna Seca, Ferrari Fanatic 9 was ironically 9th.
Did we expect more from him?
I did. I kind of did.
Actually, I did too.
I did.
I was kind of baffled that I outqualified him. And in 5th, no less.
Yeah. All right, so Silmont 24. So that means both PLM driver made it into the top 10.
First time ever for that?
I don't think so. I think we've had both of those guys in the top
Long
10
Beach?
before. Could be.
Yeah.
I'd have to look. All right.
That would have been Long Beach, yes.
So then we got to the race. Thanks for looking that up. Then we get to the race. And there's no gridding, so we did our usual 20-foot, or
It's not 20 feet anymore.
whatever.
The
It was
mirror.
we did
the
our
mirror
offset.
roll.
Yeah, we did our offsets. And the McLaren Mercedes driver, both of them actually got a fairly poor
Elton or
start.
Jim Cafad?
Yes. Got a pretty poor start, and
Basically got swallowed up by the rest of the field.
yeah, so I decided to split right in between the two, and that took it 3 wide into turn 1, which is
A 2-wide corner, maybe
you
single
can
file.
go, maybe you can go 2 wide. It probably should be single file. It's not really an overtaking spot. And then who was the last one? It was In Flames, wasn't it?
No, it was me.
It was you that went 4 wide.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I got the run around the outside, but then you two filed over, and I was like, well, I guess we're 4 wide now.
So
Because I remember Adam Bortles remarking, holy crap, they're going 4 wide.
yes, we go 4 wide into turn 1, or I guess what is turn 2, right? Whatever, the first hairpin.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 4 wide into that, and remarkably no contact from
Just
us.
because we're good.
It was pretty crazy, really. All right.
4.
Dang it. So then I end up. You wanna explain what happens in that corner, because you kind of made a maneuver there into turn 2 that saw you leap
actually
up quite a
remember that.
few places.
Oh, I went around the outside while everybody was kind of getting punched up on the inside.
I started pushing you to the outside, but I wasn't going to make contact, and you were like having none of it, and you started crowding towards the inside, so I had to just brake. What is with that face? So, yeah, I had to back out of it, and I basically just ended up off into the sand, and I lost, I think I went from 3rd at one point there into the first corner.
And you're blaming this all on me.
No. I mean, I was...
Choking on that sausage.
Take it easy there, BJ. Wow, that's freaking loud. All right, anyway. Wow. So yeah, I took it wide, went off into the sand. You know who made up a lot of ground? TLR Eclipse.
Yep.
Right in that.
He was in 5th at the end of that?
Yeah, so he...
From
7th.
7th?
I think he went up into 4th.
Yeah, he was ahead of me.
So yeah, he basically dove to the inside and then just kept a clean line on the inside while I got tossed out on the right. Yeah, I think I fell back all the way to 8th or something like that. You can
That's
watch.
where he should be.
So from 8th, then my race was trying to reclaim it all. Why don't we pick up with your race and where that took us?
What lap did you guys pit on? I think basically you and I were I don't know what happened, but through draft, who was it that was behind me? I think it was John. I got around him in the first corner too, and he ended up behind me. But I believe it was going into the kink. He got a bit of aero wash and basically just slid off and got caught in the dirt. And I think you got around him because then you ended up behind me.
You talking about turn 6?
Yeah. Because then I think you ended up behind me, and then you and I basically ran right behind you. You ran behind me for 20-something laps.
Yep, and then we
it
pit.
was around there, and then I pitted first.
I did 2 or 3 bonsai laps.
Yeah. And then you went in, and when you came out of the pits, and I tried to make that move around the outside. It's on the replay, if you go and watch the replay on YouTube. Basically, Ryan floored it coming out of the pits and was trying to get out as fast as he can because I was screaming down the
But
straightaway.
I didn't cut over.
He didn't cut over, but he kept a very defensive line in the first corner. And by very defensive, I mean he ran me down.
That did not happen.
No, it was just a little, we actually made contact, but I think it was wheel to wheel.
Yeah, it was just a bit of a
It
bump.
was a little bit of a love tap. It was a bit of a love tap, but the line Ryan was taking would have rubbed me off track, so I just dropped back and let you go ahead.
Love tap, rubbed, wheel-to-wheel contact.
We need to finish this podcast so he can go take a bathroom break. Okay.
But basically, then after that, you and I were bumper to bumper until lap 46 when.
Well, okay, so fairly early
But how did
in the
you and I
race-
end up in 4th and 3rd at one point? That was before the pit.
The pits.
That was
The
before
pits,
the pit.
yeah.
Because Hunter went in. Yeah.
Hunter went in, and we passed Bryce at one point, I think.
Yeah.
Or we got really, really close to him, I think. Because I think there was a point midway through the race that I came out, or Bryce came out like right in front of me, and I hadn't pit yet, and he was trying to like give way, and I was like, I'm not going to mess up your race because I'm not even on the same strategy, so you just keep going. Talk about good races, though. I mean, towards the end, that was really incredible because even after we came out of the pits, you were right behind
I was
me
maybe half a second behind you, like the entire time.
up until 4 laps to go.
46, yes.
4 laps to go. All right, so tell us what happened. Lap 46.
Well, basically for, what was it, 20-something on laps? It was like 21 laps after you pitted. No. You pitted on like lap 35, didn't you? Because I went on 31.
So it would have been less than 15 laps.
Because it was really easy here on tires. So it was basically, it was like you're running the pit. Whatever you want, whenever you wanted to pit, you could basically pit.
You probably could have gone the entire race without it.
But you and I ran about half a second to second and a half apart for like 20-something laps. And I was actually gaining ground on you at the end because I finally was like, all right, now it's time to push. Now is generally when people make mistakes when they're up front. So I was like, all right, I'm going to see if I can just pressure him. Not necessarily to make you make a mistake. It was more along the lines of if I let him know I'm here and I'm challenging, he might hesitate and not do something properly. So
Right.
I was I was forcing you to make a mistake. I was at least trying to. And I closed the gap for like 1 or 2 laps. It was like I was fairly close for lap 44 and 45.
Aero wash was ridiculous here.
And that's basically the reason I ended up where I finished. It was going into turn 6. I followed you too close for comfort, actually. I probably should have backed off. I was like, in my mind, I was like, watch this. And then it didn't happen. Because generally, with the line I was taking, I was dipping 3 off into the corner there.
Yeah.
And I was just keeping it clean. That didn't happen.
You're talking about into the kink.
Yeah, the front of the car just didn't turn.
Oosh. So you just went straight off.
No, but it turned in a longer arc, sent me into the rumble strip, and the car just went.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You did what I did at Road America.
Yep, the car just
you
went.
smashed right into the tires.
The car just went crack, and it went right straight onto the wall. And then it took me about 4 minutes to get back to the pits, and at that point, I'm in like 8th.
4 minutes to get back to the pits at Laguna Seca.
It's
Okay,
1
it
minute
took me
lap.
like
Yeah.
a minute and a half to get back to the pits.
Wow.
But at that point, I was in 8th. 2 laps later on cold tires, did the exact same thing. I hit the outside rumble strip, hit the exact same wall, on the same portion of tire wall that I hit in the first hit.
Similar fate happened to Ferrari Fanatic, didn't it? He
It was
smacked
same
the wall
corner.
twice.
Yep, same corner.
Now, what happened to Fresh Cuban Bread? He lagged out fairly early. What do we know what lap that was?
No.
7.
And then Overdrive lasted quite a while, didn't he?
He
About
got the like,
mid-race.
it was like 38 or something when he lagged out.
And then he lagged out for TLR. He did join us for the race, but started 14th, so he started from pit lane for not qualifying. It was pretty impressive stuff, really, to see. I think the PLM drivers, both of them, have a strong finish there. Slamat in 6th and DZ Legends Blade in 7th. That wasn't DZ Legends Blades. That wasn't his best finish. I think 5th is his best at Long Beach. But Slamat, I do believe that's actually his best finish.
Correct.
But yeah, he also picked up 4 passing points. That was pretty good. TLR Eclipse then, basically as soon as he got around into his decent positioning off of that
Stayed
first
there.
turn, stayed right there the entire race. Didn't really make a mistake. And ended up finishing, let's see, so we'll give you the finishing order here. In Flames, with his 15% power restriction, came home with the win there, starting from pole, and
Maximum points.
managed to also get fastest lap of the race. Finished 13 seconds ahead of Bryce MW. Yeah, I know, I'm
No, I'm looking at my lap. Jeez.
So then Bryce MW, then he started third, came home second. TLR Eclipse started seventh, came home third to finish out the podium. So that's fantastic for TLR. I started fourth, finished fourth. So I clawed it back from falling back to eighth. Then we've got the other McLaren Mercedes driver.
L2R Jim Kafad.
Yes. He started second, didn't have the best race, but still, I think,
Good showing.
brought back.
He salvaged it well.
He put it into the back of a BTR, didn't he? Isn't that generally what happened?
Took it from the rear.
Like right at the top of the corkscrew.
Isn't
he
that
ran right into the back of.
Isn't that how most reserve drivers in their race they
Put it right
they
in the
put
back
it in
of
the
a
back
BTR.
of the BTR? I mean, just ask. I mean,
That
yeah.
was sort of the end of Sparky's race. There was at the top of the corkscrew.
Just ask Sparky and Snakey how their races mostly end.
Right. So other than that, it was a pretty consistent race from Uncle Firestorm to come out 10th there.
He basically rode it in from 11.
Yeah. You fell back a couple of positions, but I think you did about as best you could to try and salvage pitting 3 times. Or did you pit twice?
What's the least amount of times you've pit this year?
First race of the year. I told Brad and Boros I wasted all my good luck on that one race. That was all of it, just gone.
Getting your podium there
Yeah.
at
I was done
Catalunya.
done for the rest of the year. I don't need to finish anywhere else.
That's hilarious. Let's see, any other notables? The PLM
Cubitt
drivers.
just stayed in 13th.
He ran an all right race. He didn't quite have the pace of the rest of the drivers, but he
didn't make any mistakes.
No, and
He did a good job letting traffic by.
Which is important.
It is.
good.
It is.
He actually did a really good job.
We haven't had any issues really with that this year.
No, other than early in the season we did.
Yeah.
Early in the season we had issues with when people were getting over, how long they were staying, or how long they were letting traffic chase or whatever. But yeah, PLM drivers finishing 2 seconds apart. That's pretty damn good.
Jet
all right.
Motorsport wishes they could say that. Oh wait.
6, 7.
All right. Now you're just building up the counter. What is this? No, I got nothing. I'm gonna leave you hanging. You want to do?
9.
You want to do the points standings for us then?
I would for the drivers' championship, and I do have a question
Yes.
after that.
After that,
After we do points, it has in regards to points.
Okay, then
I
go
don't
ahead
have
and
to
do
read
points.
yours.
go ahead and do.
Oh my God!
Go ahead and do
he's already at
points.
5 minutes.
For that race or for the total?
He has it up on his.
I have it up. I have my own.
Points for the standings.
After the event.
I have my
Standings
own.
after the event. Yep.
have mine.
Go for it.
In first, in Flames, 102 points ahead of Bryce MW. So it's still possible for Bryce MW to
Mathematically, still possible.
mathematically it's possible
For
for
a
him to
man,
win
that's,
it. It would be
Bryce
quite
won
tough.
a race. He won one race, didn't he?
No.
Road
No,
America?
he did
He
not.
has-
He has not won a
he
race.
has-
He has yet to win a race.
4 seconds.
Yet to win a race. And he's
4
second.
silver medals.
So
Silver
it's
trophies.
entirely possible, but it's gonna be tough if in
Okay,
Flames
there's
makes
Norbit.
it.
And they're both carrying pretty high.
Yeah, they're on equal ground. in
I
other
think
words.
it's 15% for him now, and 20% for In Flames.
That is ridiculous.
With 2 power tracks to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Nurburgring and
Spa.
Spa are both power hungry tracks. 2 long
But-
straights. Yes.
I don't think they'll.
I don't think they'll care.
I don't think that they'll be.
You think that there's still a win in the bag for them?
I think one of them still got one in him.
I think if it's gonna be a win from one of them, it's gonna be here, rather than Spa,
When they have even more power restriction?
because because what I'm saying is at here it's not as power hungry as Spa is.
It's true. It's true.
So-
But I still think this is a track that power restriction does hit you hard.
Yeah, more so than others.
But they are the 2 that probably practice more than anybody else. And
This kid doesn't practice at all.
that's pretty much a fact.
Okay,
BJ, Mr. Practice.
in third then we have not in Flames, TLR Eclipse. The
Surprisingly,
only
still
person
holding
left
out
that
there.
is mathematically possible for them to win the championship.
Really?
You see, BTR Sparky has 318. That's less than
Yeah, right.
That's
right.
less than 240 points behind.
Right.
So it is impossible for Sparky to win
Now
the
let me blow your mind with this. What if he picked up 6 passing points? Oh no, then he couldn't get pole.
Yeah.
You're
so
right.
it's mathematically impossible for anybody other than In Flames, Bryson W, or TLR Eclipse to win the championship.
Okay, so top 3 are now in contention for the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on down from there.
So Sparky then is in 4th, like I said. Tied with him for 4th is Mr. Ryan McDowell.
This guy
Should have made Yas Marina.
should have.
Should have.
Didn't.
In 5th, we have
Up 3 places, though, after the last race.
And I dropped 1. You bastard.
in 6th
that.
place, we have that Dirk James.
That jerk James.
That no, just like
That
El
Dirk?
Warjum Fad, that Dirk James.
I get it. Okay.
And then we have Slim 24 in 7th.
Surprisingly,
He's only 5 points behind.
Surprisingly, though, only with his highest finish being 6th, he's in 7th in the points.
That's what
The
consistency
consistency,
shows.
yeah.
You got to make the races. In 5th, we have Fresh Bread. He's
Fresh
14,
keeping bread, all
he's
right.
14 points behind, and
That's
then
still
in
pretty
10th
close
we
from,
have
like,
Laker
4th
Hater.
to 9th still. It's still relatively close.
Laker Hater. So notables down from there, 2 points. BTR Snakey's 2 points behind Laker Hater.
Oh, okay. So we may see a change up
Change
there.
there. TLR Law. He's 4 behind
Snaky. So there's a good battle for those
Yep.
those 3 even.
And then 14th and 15th, I am 10 points behind McNish there.
And unless he subs in for somebody,
That's, yeah. Which is sad because he did 2 races. I've done 4.
he's a fast driver.
And then, other than that, then we got Cubit. He's a point ahead of Edited Biscuit there, who is not going to make any more races, so it's irrelevant. And other than that, it's really irrelevant, basically, since they're all sub-drivers. Moving on to the team championship, in first with exactly 1,000 points.
The cheetahs.
The Cheaters. They're actually horses. They're not cheetahs. They're horses. They got 1,000 points. In second, the only team mathematically possible for them to
Win the championship.
get the drivers or the team championship is McLaren Mercedes.
That's if both their drivers
That's
finish
and
really well.
1-2.
1-2. So and TL Eclipse, Tech Life Racing. I don't think it's
Still in range to take it second though.
yeah, but we're talking championship here. They're
Yeah,
out of
right.
contention, but they still could get the drivers championship, so that's good.
You mean second?
They're second. No, I'm talking no. 'Cause
Hunter,
Eclipse,
he's saying.
Hunter can win the championship.
He's still in
It's
the-
possible. Notables down from there, pretty close. I mean, as far as the team points are concerned, PLM's pretty close to Bosch Tech. They're about
Oh wow, 2 points.
2 points.
Bosch Tech Racing is only 2 points ahead of PLM.
You can't read. That's 595 and 563.
Oh.
But, and another close one, as it's been the whole season, Jet Motorsport's pretty close to BGR.
That's basically how it's been the entire season.
Yeah.
And Jet Tech is relatively close to BGR as well. Now, this is where the question comes into play. Scuderia Ferrari in the team's championship has 1,000 points. They've only ever had 2 drivers race for them, so why do they only have 880 points for the manufacturer championship?
So there is a bug with the website.
Oh yeah.
that-
Oh yeah.
There's a bug
Oh,
with the
yeah.
website that relates to how reserve driver points count.
But you
And so-
haven't had any reserve drivers.
Yes, we have
Yeah, they have
Nish.
Big Nish.
Oh, that's why I didn't see it. Because
So
he's
your
under
theory is
Honda.
debunked.
He's under Honda though, so technically his points are going to Honda.
No.
Is that why?
No,
No?
reserve driver points don't count towards a manufacturer.
Don't count. Okay.
It's not supposed to happen that way. It's just
But-
a bug with the manufacturer is sort of a fun thing that doesn't really count.
But on the other side of that point, Jet Lotus or Jet Tech has more points in the
Because Cuban.
because of Cuban, but his points from before he was on the team. That's
Acted as a reserve
active
driver.
reserve, but he wasn't reserving for that for a Lotus engined car.
I know. So the way that works is because he now drives for a Lotus manufacturer, his points get attributed there. And so
Before,
it
since
doesn't.
he wasn't
Let's
a-
go.
he
Let's
wasn't
go over
part
the,
of
how the manufacturer points work
Oh
real
my
quick
God.
too. This will take 2 seconds.
All right, go for it.
The top two, for instance, this isn't a huge deal for this series since it's usually one team per manufacturer. But as for Porsche, the top 2 drivers that finish highest in the points, their points go to the manufacturer championship. Done. Now get up.
Right. Oh. Right.
10.
Okay.
I think
So-
you take one back for that
Yes,
one.
yes,
Minus.
that's
So
9.
we're back at 9. Buttholes. We're in single digits. 10. Okay.
I
so
can't believe we whiffed that hard. What the hell? All right, go ahead. No, we're done. We're done. I'm gonna whiff again.
that counts as 2 because your hands were together.
All right. So champion. This
Can
is
we
only,
just talk about Nurburgring?
That's
so I
it.
can
That's
go
it.
home?
That's points. We had to go over that
Oh my
glitch
God, it's
because I
been
don't think
an
we've
hour.
mentioned that before.
We haven't.
So that's why it's like that on the website. Moving on to Nurburgring. Shifting gears here into second. Into third, actually, because it's third.
Too tired to talk.
No. Why don't you give us a quick rundown of?
All right, our rundown here. We're going to be doing 45 laps in the GP full circuit this week, and we have an estimated duration of about an
Not
hour.
50 points. Or not 50 laps, all I'm saying.
We have an estimated duration of about an hour and 15 minutes. It'll probably be add about 15 minutes onto that for the actual duration of the race. Our track length in miles is 3.2, and in kilometers we have 5.15 as our kilometers distance. Qualifying starts at 2 o'clock Saturday, August 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for us here in the U.S. Qualifying ends at an estimated 2:40 Eastern Standard Time, and the race is scheduled to start at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S.
AKA
That's on August 31st.
on Sunday, August 31st. Yes.
So yeah, what do you think of this track? You've raced this several times with us.
It's my best track.
Is it?
It looks like a penis.
No, it doesn't.
Burrito penis.
No. No. All right. So
Key corners, all of them.
I remember being good at Mazda Cup testing here.
Yeah, he did win both the tests here, didn't he?
Yeah.
he did. All right. So why don't
Why
you?
was that relevant?
Why
I
don't
don't
you
know, I
take
just
us
thought
through
it-
key corners then?
Key corners?
Yes, since you are said expert at this track.
9-10. Schumacher S's.
Yes, it's such up your run down to 11. So yeah.
No, it's so easy to take it wrong.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it. Yes, it is. You could
totally
in this
disagree.
car you could hit a rumble strip and just whoop.
Totally disagree because it's flat out. You have no problems, even in a low downforce car. Okay.
I
So
disagree.
anyway,
Okay, we're done with this.
910. 910 was the.
The chicane is different. We may talk about that too. It is different, so get used to that.
You're talking about the 14-15.
14-15 chicane is the second one of the two.
I would list that as a key, personally. Because you can lose a lot of time there. You can lose like a second there.
And you can't hit the wall anymore, right?
Oh, you can,
Oh, you
hit,
can
a
hit the
wall.
wall. That's right.
Wall's now a right side wall that you
Yeah.
have to worry about.
Yep. Which is a little.
Adam Boros will still hit it.
Yeah, that'll still happen. All right, so I'm gonna say that actually turn 2 and turn 4 are key corners for this.
4, yes. 2.
You can gain.
It's how much you're on the
about-
throttle.
Yeah, you can gain about 3/10 there, depending on how you feather or how. There's like 2 different ways to take it. Both ways you have to enter in from very far on the right, and then you either get late on the gas and just hold it, or you can feather around the corner. Both ways are better than trying to coast. Trying to come in at a very acute angle and then
Mathematics.
Ripping the e-brake. Pulling the drift. I lost
6.
count.
6 is surprisingly critical. And I think other than that,
That corner was stupid easy in an R1 car.
it was,
Yeah.
and now it's a little bit different because you can take it so much faster than you think you can. You can carry a lot of speed. through 6.
The instinct is to let off and even downshift for that corner for me.
Yeah,
That's what it used to be.
You used to just let off and downshift for R1, and I look at it, and every time I come in, this is so much faster than these cars. You're just like, and then you downshift. And,
the corner
and
does
then
approach.
you're much slower than everybody else.
Corner does approach really quickly. Not key corners, but kind of challenging corners. The final turn is now kind of challenging.
Yeah, that's how you set it up.
Yeah, right. It really
It
does
feels
depend on-
longer than it used to be.
Yeah,
Just the way it feels.
The other thing is they've basically taken out all the bumps to this track.
You mean you go through 4 to 5 and it's like
Well, like
it's got a bit of
You
wave
mean
to it?
the exit of 7?
Exit of 7 used to have a crap load of bumps.
And you could
exit
take
of
it.
8.
I remember I found a way to take it without. There's 2 ways you should take 7.
Where you
to
could
not
straddle the rumble
straddle
strip.
the rumble strip or cut it.
Yeah.
But now it's
Now it doesn't matter.
it doesn't
In fact, it hurts you if you straddle the rumble strip now.
which is my issue
Yeah.
because I'm so used to just straddling that rumble strip.
Same on the exit of 8. Exit of the hairpin, you used to have to straddle the rumble strip to get a smooth exit
Yep.
out of that because it took you that determined your speed all the way down into turn 11, and now you can just floor it right out of 8. In fact, you can floor it sort of midway in 8, and the
Yeah.
car will just kind of come around.
basically
on you.
basically once the car hits that halfway point of turning, you just on the gas and out. You don't even once that car gets turned and it's facing the opposite direction, you just
Yeah.
full throttle and be done.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much all we have to say here. The pit lane is a little longer than you would think. I mean, it's not Long Beach
I
long.
mean, it's like 12 hours.
It takes a while to get down pit lane, so plan for that. The pit delta is going to be a little bit longer than it is
2
normally.
minutes.
So build a bigger gap.
About 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
I think it's pretty close to 40 seconds, which feels like forever.
If you've got Adam Burrows running your pit crew, it's gonna be about 12 minutes.
Some things to note
And
about the German GP. This is
in Germany.
it's in Germany. Very good, very good.
Geography.
It's a race that has seen a lot of collisions,
Incidents.
But really good battles.
but really good battles.
But
Usually
more
delivers.
incidents.
every season we've seen a pretty big incident here.
And we've always had an inquiry
Yes.
after the Nurburgring.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a German GP without an inquiry, but it's always had some of the best.
It's always been like the best battle race.
I think the biggest inquiries we've had were R1 2011.
Legatas, and then
Oh, okay, that's a 2013.
that's the
R1.
biggest one ever.
That is probably the biggest one, where the
BTR.
I want to restart.
I want to restart. I'm going to turn around and go the other way and wreck.
Yeah, that was bad. That
Steven
resulted
Dudek.
in a suspension, but he ended up becoming a much better driver
He
after
was
that.
very good after it.
But yeah, I think this is kind of a technical course that has it reminds me a lot of Catalunya.
It suits-
but with
I'm-
longer straights.
I'm going to say this. It's if you watch when I race here, it suits my in-race driving style much better than it suits my qualifying style.
So you think you'll do better in the race?
I've always done better in the
Brad
race than I
James
have in
style.
qualifying here. But this track just suits my
kicking it like
in-race.
BJ over here.
This track,
Tracking it. You mean handing it? You mean handling it like BJ?
Oh my God! All right.
but
So,
basically, yeah, it's always suited.
are you
my
still
in-
keeping count?
I've lost
You got
count.
it. You got to count.
Oh my. I'm not counting all these.
But
all right.
basically, it's always
But that's some dude. His hair is like rock hard. Holy crap! Rock hard. BJ.
Pro. All right.
Did you say
So
grow?
You were gonna.
Oh God, stop!
You were gonna say about the German GP.
Choose your words wisely.
It takes a certain, I hate to say it, but ballsiness
Okay.
to drive in traffic here.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
all the corners are super tight. Every corner comes up quick. It's all heavy braking here. Every braking zone you're on all the way, and everything's lighting up on there. So if you're gonna stay behind somebody and stick to them, brass balls are required.
Yeah, no doubt.
Maybe
Like hanging off
stainless
the
steel
tailgate balls.
are required because it takes some to stick to people at this track.
I'm gonna predict that we're gonna have
7.
7. No, I'm gonna predict that we're gonna have a collision either into turn 1 because of draft, like getting pulled
Duh.
into somebody, or turn 8. The arrow wash is ridiculous.
Let's mention no restarts. So please take it easy into turn 1.
Yeah, no doubt.
Very easy, because that could ruin your race immediately for
Steven
corner.
Hudek.
No doubt. Turn 1 is
What?
Oh no, they hit each other. Never mind. Remember that last year when
when
the circuit
Serpent-
racing drivers hit each other?
that was at Catalunya.
No, that was because Boros They backed up. Boros backed him up, and they ended up hitting each other.
Oh, right. Because they tried an early pit strategy.
Yep.
That's always risky.
And it ruined it. I remember that. That was so funny.
Right. All right. So anyway, any other thoughts on the German GP? What you're looking forward to?
Later, Hosen.
Brad,
Not being 45 or 50 laps.
where do you predict you will be in qualifying?
7th.
Dead last. I don't know. I have no clue.
Come on now.
I haven't run any laps here, like competitive ones, so you really can't ask me.
Okay.
I've been too focused on rallying.
I'm going for
Dead last.
5th here. 5th.
All right.
That's why are we high-fiving over 5th? Oh. Yes. All right, since he is going to have a headache for the rest of this podcast, any final thoughts before we sign off?
Anybody got any ibuprofen?
Take it easy.
Take it easy
Take it
down into
easy.
turn 1.
Take
Good
it easy
lord.
this race. Like,
Out of
if there's a race where you want to take it easy, this is the one because there's so much heavy braking into corners here. Not necessarily heavy in more than 2 corners, but like very
fast into slow sections.
deep braking zones, like 15, 8, and 1.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
3 as
I would
well.
say-
take it easy into 3.
I would say watch out for, just like as we mentioned, watch out for that arrow draft because
That'll cause.
the arrow wash.
I guarantee it'll cause an incident. Here.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
I'm worried that it will, but the good news is we can repair that damage now, so
Yeah.
it's not as bad as it used to be. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to head over to facebook.com/Formula Forza and give us the old like if you haven't done so already. Head over to our YouTube channel where you can find more of our podcast,
YouTube.com/.
Formula Forza admin.
Yeah.
And you can also follow us on Twitter, where it is currently blowing up like crazy over the
Because
We didn't even mention it. What are we signing off for?
Formula E Championship.
We didn't even mention
We
it.
can cover it before the season finale.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's just say that Formula E has acknowledged it and it's blown up. And by blow up, I mean like how many people viewed the last tweet? Like 21,000 people saw the last tweet.
Yeah, that was. It's been the biggest Twitter response we've ever had. So it is pretty.
Which has
ridiculous.
been a problem social media for us.
Yes.
Wise.
So
this is good.
That is definitely good. All right, guys. So anyway, on Twitter, that's @Formula Forza. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Adios.
I thought you were just gonna smack him in the head.
No, I'm holding one more.
Wow, that was terrible.
I remember seeing him and I was like, dude, Squishy Pete.
I work with him.
I know.
I know.
You
I'm
should
friends
bring
with
it
him.
back.
I'm friends with him.
Are you? Because of the Fapcast or because of?
Yeah, because it's Fabcast.
Oh yeah.
You need to bring him back for Formula Forza, just for like the rally
Dude, I met him
championship.
too. We went to see.
Yeah.
Batman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I remember. You're like, this is Squishy Pete.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
The fuck is this? That's one. Better get the counter going, Ryan.
Yes.
The high five
Put
counter.
it in there. Start putting it on
The
there.
high five counter.
You guys better be doing lots of high fives then. So
So
I
at
can
the end, it's
bing,
like
bing,
105.
bing. No, that means I gotta go through the whole friggin' thing and count how many.
So, Mr. I got lazy at editing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. You know what? I've done the last 25 edits. I'll let you guys do one.
I don't want it.
That's what I thought.
That's because you'll have a troll face the whole time. He'll be the one that's like, like the figure 8
The
for a
lol
mouth.
face.
Yeah. And then I'll be the.
You'll be the one,
red-
the one vomiting rainbows and crying.
Yes.
Yes. That's gonna be the cover photo. It's gotta be done.
It's got to be
gotta
the
be
cover
done.
photo now.